onwards to Avadon. You approach the ruined pylon. It senses that you are allowed to enter Avadon. The glowing stone sends out a wave of restoring energy, erasing your fatigue in an instant. Return to Avadon. Touch the pylon. In an instant, you are surrounded by a cloud of energy. In one vertiginous moment, it pulls you the many miles to Avadon. Dun dun dun. Alright. We finally have architecture. You stumble away from the portal, disoriented by taking a journey of hundreds of miles in an instant. You find yourself in one of the towers of Avadon. The portal to the contested lands is behind you. The hands who helped you get here have already walked off, eager to make their reports. You are left alone with two guards. One of them says, Hart Protus is waiting for you, down the hall to the west and on the left. After everything you've heard about the destruction of Avadon, you find the building is incredibly huge and lovely. Only a few of the walls are still cracked. Bloodstains have been mostly mopped up, and the charred smell is faint in the air. As I said, on the left, so this way? Book is about Hanvar's Council. The news has been added to your codex. Ooh, I can read it. There's a large office on the south end of the barracks. There's a middle-aged man in well-tailored clothes sitting at the desk. The symbol of Avadon has been embroidered on his shoulders in gold thread. He says, I am Hart Protus. Redbeard has given me the honor of administering things on the main floor while he does the things he does above. You are Zenaris, yes? You have disturbing news to report from the contested lands. Come and speak with me, and then we can decide what to do with you. Hart Protus is sitting at the desk loaded with scrolls, reports, and maps, the unsteady pile testifying to his importance here. He doesn't rise when you approach. He leans back in his chair and steeples his fingers under his chin. I am ready for your report, Zenaris. I'm the one who receives and evaluates important events from the field. Redbeard has given me the honor of declaring me a heart. There's a long pause while he watches you, waiting for you to ask what a heart is. I'm ready to give my report. Aww. Hart Protus is disappointed by your disinterest. Oh yes, I suppose you feel are too busy to learn of Avadon. Your decision. I am ready. Ready? He reaches for a pen and a scrap of paper with a blank area in the corner. For your report, contested lands, yes? What is happening there? Contested lands are under attack. You tell Hart Protus your tale. He takes notes in a corner of a scrap of paper. As you progress, he realizes this is important enough to merit a fresh scroll. By the time you are done, he looks genuinely alarmed. This is an unpleasant rarity. A report important enough to merit Redbeard's immediate attention. A full assault on the contested lands. This is dreadful. You need to tell him what you told me immediately. How do I get to him? By receiving a rare honor. He gives you a necklace, a delicate silver chain with a yellow crystal dangling from it. This will give you passage through some of the less important gates. Guard that pass closely. Of course, you'll need to return it when you resume your duties back at Rockridge Keep. Where is he? The stairway to Redbeards Tower is in the exact center of the main fortress. Go west from here to find the guest quarters. I've already asked Paulus to set aside a modest apartment for you. Redbeards Tower is just to the north of that. Don't spend much time freshening up. Redbeards needs to hear all this immediately. Now excuse me, I need to do some immediate research on the contested lands. He waves you off. Yeah, I'm wandering around a little bit. Gotta see what there is to see, you know? Otherwise, it's just no fun. There's a steward wandering around the offices and quarters in the hands of hearts. He is an aging man, crisply dressed, the very picture of dignity. He gives you a little bow. I welcome you, honored visitor to Avadon. I am Paulus. I will serve you when you desire, tend to your needs, deliver messages, whatever it takes to ease your mind. So, how can you help me? I can provide food, clean linens, light, whatever your day-to-day needs require. Services are extended to both agents of Avadon and our honored guests. Okay. Servants of Avadon have already set quarters for you. Their efficiency is truly admirable. The butler, Paulus, always lurks in the hallway outside, waiting to offer advice or deliver messages. He makes sure to approach you and say, "Welcome, Daenerys." I'll make sure that you always have clean towels and lice-free blankets. Also, if anyone leaves a message for you, you can find out about it from me. Alrighty then. Book is about the sack of Avadon. Entry has been added to your codex, which can be read later. Blah blah blah. And there's nothing in the cabinet. Fancy that. Yannick is across the hall from me. And no one's home. It's not stealing if he's in my party, right? Alright, so I'll go talk to Redbeard and then I'll be ending this broadcast. Until next time. First, I want to see whatever there is to see in this area, which hopefully is a lot of cool stuff. Chamber is small, crowded smithy. Air is hot and full of ash. Multiple chimneys suck out the smoke of the fortress to keep it from wafting down the halls. There's a lone smith manning the forge. He's a short, stocky man with a deeply tanned complexion. You suspect that he is from the Kva. He grimaces as you enter. Welcome, Daenerys. Heart Protest told me you might be stopping by. I'm a smith Dumont. He reaches out to shake your hand. As he does, his glove pulls away from his hand, revealing that it has been branded with a T. Can I trade with you? No, you are not a hand, eye, or heart. Should that ever change, I would be glad to barter with you. Okay then. That was a worthless conversation. This is the workshop of Avadon. It's choked with expensive and complicated equipment ready to forge magical items, turrets, mines, and anything else the mad researchers can dream up. An alcove at the west of the end of the workshop, you see the centerpiece of the chamber, a huge glowing anvil. An old man walks around it, lost in thought. He mutters to himself, oblivious as to how insane it makes him seem. I'm happy he's still here. There's an old Daramite puttering about the laboratory. He shuffles around, staring at the floor, muttering his grand plans for new creations and inventions. You know that when he maneuvers close to the assistants, they rapidly find a new place to be. Then he notices you. He runs over to you, grinning. You can get a good look at all the little scars and pits in his arms and face caused by countless misbehaving experiments. You are Daenerys, yes? A new visitor who travels out in the dangerous lands. I am Craftsmaster Nicodemus, researcher and defender of Avadon. I can help you, and you can help me too. So what can you do for me? Nothing now. As valuable as I'm sure your services is, I'm only allowed to spend my limited time helping hands of Avadon. Yes, Avadon. So how do you defend Avadon? Magic bound into physical objects. They kept me safe when Avadon was attacked. Yes, using spells, rituals, and great care, not like the mindless toys and tinker mages torn out. You don't care for tinker mages? Hacks! Amateurs! They shame the good name of proper Daramite magic crafting. That's by why I've been working on turrets and mines of my own, to show them how it is properly done. And how is that going? I've had no successes, and the failures have been somewhat catastrophic. I will continue my efforts. Now, where did my assistants go? Oh, his poor assistants. Ooh. Forge stones. Used to magically enchant items. Nice. Defective bolt flinger. Oh. What is this message? Apprentice. Blah blah blah. Nothing important. Carrying on, wandering about. Hopefully looting. Ooh, highly secured. Alrighty. Let's go talk to Monsieur Redbeard. Yes, I know my French is horrible. Actually, first, let's check out this room. There's still rooms to explore. Hand and Dedrick. Oh, yeah, that's right. You're surprised to find the young shaman Dedrick in the training room. One might expect to find a shaman in a garden or something, but he's working up a sweat practicing with his javelins. He's eager to take a break from his tactics. He holds some ice on his strong arm and sits on a bench with you, making conversation. You notice that he tends to sit so that the tattoo on his face toward the wall, obscuring it from view. I'd like to know about his tattoo. And sighs. I'm tired, Zenaris, and I do not know you. Carrying it is a constant burden. Perhaps we can discuss it in time. Okay, so you're practicing with the javelin. I do. Sometimes we shamans become so attuned to the power of nature we forget to tend our more mundane powers. Alright, so where are you from? The Wildrum, one of the southern tribes. We lived and ran in a deep wood. I was a young shaman there, rising quickly. It was a good youth. I love to remember it. That was before all this darkness. What do you think of the rebels? They must be crushed. They will be crushed. I sympathize with their complaints, but the pact must be kept intact. You sympathize. Submitting to the dictates of Hanvar's council has cost us much. The privacy of our sacred rituals, the land we believe is ours, the ability to charge tolls on roads to the lands we control, even though the pact has declared them to be free roads. We of the Wildrum feel these costs every day. Our only difference is in whether or not the price is too high. Do you think the costs to the Wildrum are worth being in the pact? Once I was sure it was, now I don't know. That's the problem with listening to the other side's opinions. Sometimes you hear them. He laughs. I don't want to... Stop moving, you. Henkaide. Master of Avadon's training hall is an old Hulklandan woman. She uses a cane to circle slowly around the hall. The cane also serves to deliver painful punishment to anyone slacking off or showing poor form. She eventually cycles around to you. I am Henkaide, she says, and this is my domain. I'm here to teach the younger hands and help them survive all that are hunting us. Alright, so basically come back when you're a servant here. That's what I'm getting out of this. The bottom of a tall, elegant stairway, a marble spiral rising up through the air and through the hole in the ceiling, leads to Redbeards Tower, where the infamous protector of the pact resides. Though most of the wreckage of the attack of Avadon has been cleared away, the debris charring here has been left behind. Constant reminder in the heart of Avadon what is at stake. Alright, locked doors on all sides. Let's go up the stairs. And down we go. This is the first floor of Redbeards Tower, where the Keeper of Avadon meets with the hands, eyes, and hearts, as well as the assorted diplomats, supplicants, and courtiers who come to ask for help or mercy. It's far quieter up here than downstairs. Being a loudmouth who irritates Redbeard can be very dangerous. His hall is to the east. Several people wait patiently outside his chambers, hoping that he will decide to spend a few minutes hearing petitions. He usually doesn't, especially in these chaotic times, but they wait anyway, for day after day. You step into Redbeard's audience chamber, the place where the keeper of Avadon greets outsiders. And for the first time, you lay eyes on the master of the Black Fortress, the man who has kept Linnaeus trembling in fear since decades before you were born. For a moment, you aren't sure what is frightening. He is a huge man, immaculately dressed, but he is also pale and haggard. There are bags under his eyes, and his tunic shows sign of much recent wine consumption. When you enter, he sets down a goblet, wipes his mouth with his sleeve, grins, and waves you forward. What? Who is it? Soldier from the contestant lands? Paulus says you have a report to give. Step up and talk, then I'll see what use I can make of you. Oh, he's got some turrets. As you walk across the hall to meet Redbeard, an astonishing transformation happens. His eyes clear, he straightens up, all signs of fatigue fade. To reach him, he is Redbeard once again. The legendary, feared, ageless master of Avadon. Master of the Black Fortress for over 50 years, though he doesn't look a day over 30. A man with the power to send anyone in Linnaeus to their death, a power that has been used countless times. Ah, yes. A report from the provinces. You are. His eyes flick for an instant to a scroll on his lap. Zenaris. You witnessed a new attack in the contested lands. Tell me all. Give report. Redbeard listens to your entire harrowing tale with careful attention. He nods frequently, though he takes no notes. As he ponders your report, you get a better look at him. He was a massive man, over 6 feet tall and broad of shoulder. The hair and beard that are his name suspected, bushy and fiery red. The strangest thing is his mood. Despite the chaos outside the fort, he seems strangely jolly when he talks to you. Interesting, worrying. And based on your observation, how serious was this attack? I'm gonna go with 1. Rebels working with humanoids, perhaps with other forces involved? I should say it is serious. The first attack was a disorganized, feeble thing. It will not stay that way. Is there anything else you want me to know about the attack? Lost a scout is traveling with me named Silk. I am sympathetic. I remember being able to make attachments of people. However, Rose thoughtful. If you wanted to find what happened to the scout, perhaps I could give you enough power to make this possible. I'm not going to mention the commander. I thank you on behalf of the pact. You have shown quite a bit of skill getting here. Courage, ingenuity. Yes, you do need to return to your post to contest our lands. So I will return immediately. Redbeard thoughtfully combs his beard with his fingers. Yes, you will. However, you were wasted as a mere scout. I'll use your skills as they should be used. Zenaris, I will offer you the rarest of honors. You're going to be a hand of Avadon. Do I deserve this honor? I do not know. Your actions as a hand of Avadon will show if you deserve it. Choices. I'm pretty sure this is one of the things where either I go with it or he conscripts me and I end up going with it. Need some time to decide. Redbeard shakes his head. I must be clear. There is no decision. The right of Avadon to script whoever we need to protect the pact is established. You will serve Avadon. I'll reluctantly accept it. Your hesitation is understandable. I think reluctance makes for better, more honest hands, to tell the truth. There's only one more bit of business. What is that? He stands up straight and adopts an air of amused self-righteousness. I, Redbeard, keeper of Avadon and defender of the pact, offer you the honor of being a hand of the Black Fortress. Do you swear to obey our orders and give all for the safety and security of the pact? I will give all I can to protect the pact. Redbeard nods, and, for just a moment, he looks old and tired again. But you won't swear, eh? Noted. I put no faith in oaths. I have seen too many of them broken lately. He sighs. Now I have a question for you. What is it? Some are chosen to serve the pact, though they do have very different ways to do it. Some serve me, some oppose me. But service is never the only reason, not with so much wealth and power available, eh? So tell me, and I assure you, I have heard everything. What do you want here? I don't know. Then I wish you the wisdom to choose your path wisely. If you become lost in confusion, do what I do. Focus on duty. I suppose, then, that is all. I must return to my work. Where should I go, then? Back to Heart Protus, and quickly. He will be your guide. Report to him for your orders. Places his hand on your shoulder. Zenaris, this is the dark time. Join me. Fight for our people. He points at the 2 tomes in the corner of the room. Also, there are 2 foes I have particular interest in hunting down. Sorry, I'm flashing back to the first game. Miranda and Deleuze. Those books describe them. It is unlikely you'll meet them, but if you do, you should be prepared. Then one of the Heart comes in, her arms full of maps and scrolls, and he returns to his work. As you leave the room, you look back. Redbeard's strength has already faded. He looks weary and tired once again. Poor man. He's been at this a long time. So, Codex. Report to Miranda. Miranda, formerly known as Heart Miranda, is a former Heart of Avadon and advisor to Redbeard. She betrayed the Black Fortress and enabled raiders to gain entry, enabling the sack of Avadon. She fled the fortress during the attack and has not been seen since. Miranda is believed to be plotting further assaults on Avadon and its servants and is considered extremely dangerous. All hands and eyes are instructed to watch for her and take all reasonable risks to bring her to justice or destroy her. This is a private internal report for the Fortress of Avadon. Sharing its contents with outsiders will be savagely punished. Ooh, savagely. Report, Deleuze. In cycles 6, 2, 1, and 2, a series of savage attacks on the eyes and hands of Avadon began. Many loyal servants of Avadon were destroyed in these attacks. Investigations by Hans have since indicated that the attacks were organized by someone named Deleuze, a citizen of the Tawan Empire. Deleuze is also suspected to have caused the sack of Avadon. However, all attempts to locate Deleuze have come to naught. Some question if Deleuze does in fact exist. If he does exist, he is a dangerous foe to Avadon, and his efforts may cause real damage to the Pact. Hands and eyes are instructed to watch for him and take all reasonable risks to learn more about him, and if possible, destroy this dangerous Farlander. This is a private internal report for the Fortress of Avadon. Sharing its contents with outsiders will be savagely punished. And the sack of Avadon. 2 years ago, in Cycle 6313, the unthinkable occurred. The fortress of Avadon was attacked. Aided by powerful traders inside the walls, a small band of skilled warriors, aided by a host of magical artifacts, raided the Black Fortress. A full and accurate list of traders within Black Fortress is not known. All that is known for sure is that the attackers were allowed entry by Heart Miranda, one of Redbeard's oldest and most trusted advisors. The results of the attack are without dispute. Much of the fortress was burned. Many hands and eyes were killed. Irreplaceable records were destroyed. The statue of Avadon in the eyes of the Pact was massively damaged. Repairing the damage and replacing the lost are expensive and difficult tasks. The resources necessary to complete them have not been allotted. Hanvar's council, long looking for an excuse to reduce the power and influence of Avadon, has been far less than helpful. Instead, they stand back as Avadon begins a slow slide into relevance. Redbeard, master of the Black Fortress, continues to do what he can to live up to his oath, knowing full well his lack of power and weakened reputation makes that task all the more difficult with every passing day. It is still unknown who sent the raiders. And for awareness, Hanvar's Council. The 5 states of the Midlands Pact are fiercely independent. They have made their own cultures, beliefs, and goals. And to be frank, they don't generally like each other. The alliance is highly productive, but it does not come from love. The Pact states mostly see to their own affairs. They have their own lands, laws, taxes, and so on. The business of the Pact itself is run by Hanvar's Council. Its body has 16 members. Each nation in the Pact chooses and sends 3, and these 15 in turn select a leader called the Imperator. The Council and the Imperator in particular speak for the Pact as whole. Hanvar's Council decides what the 5 states will contribute to the Pact in wealth and warriors. It commands the Legion and the Marines, and the mariners, the army and navy of the pact as a whole. It resolves many, many disputes between the 5 member states. It decides how to deal with the Farlands and when one of them should be crushed again. However, Hanvar's council selects the master of Avadon. Though once the master is chosen, the council is subject to Avadon's rulings. Of course, a wise master will not anger the council overmuch. Hanvar's council has met continuously during the entire existence of the pact. Of course, during the Civil War of the Black Ages, the council was powerless. Its words were ignored. Now the council is strong, and those who mock it or ignore its word risk attracting the attention of Avadon. Interesting. So on that note, I'm going to end this broadcast here because I am going to get to reach that point where it is painful to talk. So on that note, have a good night, and thank you for watching.